Well, hello and welcome to another edition of 907 Sports, where it is all Alaska all the time. A little late night after hours edition for you, where it is all Alaska all the time. And here in Alaska, it's all fishing all the time, whether it's some early season snagging or maybe you're going after the late runs or even some ice fishing. All fishing all the time. But unfortunately, the fishing report here at Alaska's News Source is nearing the end of its run, but not before one more colorful catch from Homer, Alaska. It offers some of the most unique and diverse fishing opportunities you can find. You could catch one fish, you can catch two fish, you could definitely catch a redfish, but did you know that you could catch a bluefish? While some might think that this blue-fleshed fish looks straight out of a Dr. Seuss book, it was actually straight out of our Alaskan waters.
We were rock fishing. We were catching lots and lots of greenling, and this one came up in there.
Joe Schmelik, owner of the lodge at Otter Cove in Homer, posted his coloring book catch of a rock greenling to Facebook, stating in part, "Mother Nature is incredible," and its vibrance went viral, shared and reacted by thousands of people.
I had no idea anything like that was going to happen. It's been absolutely insane. I think there's actually 17 different countries have seen the post so far.
An exotic and toxic-looking fish that would perplex even the most experienced anglers.
We caught one about a year ago, and we're sort of a little bit afraid of it. We didn't know if it was poisonous or what it was. Typically, when it's super colorful like that, I've been told the more colorful, the more dangerous it is.
But the fish is completely safe to eat, and the meat changes from blue to white when cooked.
Really cool, delicious fish.
According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game biologist Donald Arthur, the blue flesh, also seen in lingcod, is caused by a green bile pigment called biliverdin. And while scientists know where it comes from, they're still unsure why, as it could be a result of UV radiation, diet, or genetics, Arthur added. Which just goes to show when you're fishing in Alaska,
you never know what you're going to get.
Now let's see what the kids are catching in our Fish Frame segment, as this young man caught his first fish using a dip net sent by Sophie Delbazo. Couple of catches out of the fishing town of Naknek. This pike caught in the lake by Amelia. While on the river, a young angler poses with his haul sent in by Gene Sanderson. Courtney Ashcraft and company starting them young, saying fishing the Kenai with dad as baby smiles in the backpack carrier. Fish on Alaska, and remember to cast those fish frames. Wow, what a catch out of Homer. Now, people in the newsroom are like, saw it previously and were like, didn't even know if it was real or not. It is very real, confirmed by Fish and Game, as you heard there. They're out there. What a beautiful fish, one of those that you see in like a tropical place or Hawaii or something, but no, those are in our Alaska waters. Something pretty cool there. And while we're in the heart of football season, which we will get to in a second, hockey season sneaking up on us real quickly. The Anchorage Wolverines have already begun their season on the road, and they'll be back here in Anchorage in about 3 weeks to face the Kenai River Brown Bears. And you know, UAA hockey, their student athletes are back on campus, and they're ready for year number 2 under head coach Matt Shasby.
Yeah, completely different experience. It's much more hockey oriented. I get to spend a lot more time practice planning, just doing the little things that I can focus on the team more versus last year. My hand was kind of everywhere. Now I can significantly amount more coaching this year.
Seawolf hockey is back, second year since reinstatement. 8 new players, 23 players returning from last year. They're up to 6 Alaskans on the roster as well, carrying momentum from a strong conclusion to last season. And today a new era begins. Last year was a very uncertain time, but now the boys are a lot more comfortable in their new home in year 2, including Canada's Jared White.
It's quite a homey place, to be honest with you. Everybody here is super supportive, unbelievable. This fan base that we've got to meet, Seawolf 5th line members, everybody that's been around the organization comes to support us, and we're excited. We get some more home games this year, so excited to play in front of the fans again.
And as I stop by practice at the Avis Sports Complex, no longer the Seawolf Sports Complex, I noticed some renovations going on, and it sounds like there'll be some new experiences for UAA hockey fans when they go and visit a game.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening in the Avis Alaska Sports Complex. All new bleachers. We got a party deck going in. And there's a couple other little tweaks here and there, but some some paint going up on the wall, some decals. So the fan experience this year is going to be that much better. We had a great time in this building last year, basically sold out every game. Still plenty of tickets available online at GoSeeOils.com. Go on there, get your season tickets, and come out to the game here September 29th for the exhibition game.
Yeah, and before that, we got the green and gold scrimmage next Saturday. We got the proper logos behind us. Shout out to Excalibur Sports for making 907 Sports and sponsoring us here, making us happen. Now, the Chicago Sky are in the playoffs, and why is that significant? Why am I talking WNBA? Well, because we got an Alaskan in the WNBA. It's, of course, Ruthy Hebard, and she helped will her team to the playoffs. The Chicago Sky needed to win their last 3 games of the season, and they did so with wins over Minnesota, Connecticut, and Indiana. The Fairbanks forward, Ruthy, in her 4th year in the league, she had 10 points, 3 rebounds, and a block shot in just 11 minutes of action in the playoff clincher. She's returning in the middle of the season to help boost the Sky with the second half push to help make the playoffs. And this is coming after the birth of her first child in April. Incredible story that you can hear and read more about with the interview with her on alaskasnewssource.com. But the thing is, in sports, when you barely make the playoffs, that means you're going to face the top seeded team, and that is what the Chicago Sky have their hands full with. The Las Vegas Aces. They're the best team in the league, top seeded and defending champions, loaded with talent, including reigning MVP Asia Wilson and future Hall of Famer Candace Parker, who helped lead, didn't even help, she did just straight up lead the Chicago Sky to the WNBA championship in 2021 during Hebard's 2nd season in the league. So Hebard does have that ring. Parker was out with a foot injury, but it didn't matter. Vegas pushed all their chips in. 5 players in double figures. They brought it displaying dominance in all 4 quarters, taking game 1 by the tune of 87-59. Ruthy had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals in 10 minutes of action. All first-round matchups are 3-game series in the 8-team playoff. Hebard and the Sky look to bounce back on Sunday, 11 a.m. on ABC, if you want to see an Alaskan at the professional level. However, on that Sunday, 11 a.m., I know that may interfere with your football Sunday viewing habits, but I'm telling you, you got to have that multi-TV setup in your living room or in your man cave or in your bedroom, wherever. Multiple TVs, one for the football game, one for the Chicago Sky, maybe one on Red Zone or something like that. But easy for me to say, I'm a single guy, no kids, no spouse, that needs to watch TV. The kids are demanding Bluey or Coco Melon. I have nieces and nephews, so I know how that goes. You can't always watch what you want, when you want, but Chicago Sky playing on Saturday. Now, before we get into taco football, let's give some flag football some love. We're going to check in on South and Service. Defensive battle. It was scoreless at halftime, thanks in part to big plays like this one from Service's Carly. She takes it nearly to the end zone, but Service unable to capitalize. Wolverines back the other way. Julie Preston, the sophomore quarterback, founds McKaylin King over the middle. She's going to trot into the end zone with ease, and we are on the board and losing daylight quickly with no lights out at South. Service is going to try to answer. Michaela King, she was the queen of the gridiron in this one. She's going to get the game-sealing interception as South improves to 8-1 on the season with the 13-0 shutout victory over the Syracuse Cougars.
All the people on defense were joking, like, okay, might as well get an interception now. So I was like, okay, why not? So honestly, I think we have a good chance at winning. We're a really strong team, and we're missing a couple people, but we're just gonna hopefully get stronger throughout the year. So.
Nice touchdown catch there. Skylar Lind off the great ball from Preston. South 8-1, but Diamond still the team to beat. The reigning CIC champions, pretty sure they have not allowed a single point since the first game of the season. They're going to be a handful and very well could be a future championship matchup. Now, as far as Diamond tackle football, they're off to a great start as well. We're 4-0 as they get ready to host Service Cougars last weekend. Now, don't get me wrong, I love turnovers. I think they're delicious. Apple, cinnamon, blueberry. Turnovers are great, but I was about sick of them after this one. Ball on the ground a lot. Sorry, I used that joke earlier in the broadcast, but recycled material. Okay, so here we go. We had interceptions galore even when the ball wasn't on the ground. We saw a couple from the service secondary there. They had 6 touchdowns, but Diamond Lynx were able to get on the board with a banged up Caden Peely, toughing it out through injury, taking the keeper for the Lynx touchdown. And a couple of big plays through the air seemed to be the difference in this one. Jonathan Tua's pass deflected and into the hands of Chris Thompson. That's just how they drew it up. Cougars going to start to pull away now, and what would be the dagger would definitely be the play of the game, maybe the player of the week. Toss to Austin French for the jump ball. He high points it between 2 Lynx defenders and comes down with it. Feet in bounds. Cue the top 10 music. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Hits him with the head tap, letting him know that was on your head tap. Service doubles up Diamond 48-24, handing the Lynx their first loss of the season. And after that one, we went across town for West and Bartlett. Bartlett, as a school, was celebrating its 50th year, but the only 50 on the Eagles' mind was on the scoreboard. Game out of hand already, so time to get some guys who don't normally get a chance in there. Ansel Alexander taking the handoff to the end zone, and you can just tell by that celebration by him and his teammates how much that meant to him. And how about for the extra point? We're going to turn to a future Division I Oregon State Beaver. He's going to be a linebacker in college, but hey, line him up at kicker. He can do it all. He drills it. What an all-around athlete. Eagles having some fun and soaring to the 47-46 victory, spoiling the Golden Bears homecoming in that one. Now here's what's going on tomorrow, Friday. It is still tomorrow because it's not quite midnight, but this is what's going on Friday. The game of the week is going to be looking like West at East. We'll get to that in a second. But tomorrow's schedule, a little bit different. Anchorage School District recognizing cultural days of significance, this being the Jewish New Year this weekend. Also, some stadiums not having lights also play an effect in these time changes. We got a 3 p.m. kickoff between South and Service. That's one of those put the books away and put on your pads. I'm sure they'll get out of school a little bit early for that one. And like I said, good old West versus East showdown. Neither team has lost to an Alaskan opponent in the state just yet this season. Antonio Azaria, the current West quarterback, transfers from East last year, so you know there may be a little bit of bad blood there, but I mean, it worked out for everybody. East looking strong with their quarterback, Austin Johnson, who's a two-way monster, getting interceptions on defense as well. And like I said, look out for Aaron Hampton, future D1 athlete. There's just going to be athletes all over the field in that one. I strongly look forward to it. And hey, you can go check it out yourself. That's going to be 5:45 at East. If you're going to go to one high school football game this year, that would be my suggestion. That's going to do it for another edition of 907 Sports. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll be here every week. And of course, always be sure to monitor alaskasnewssource.com for Athletes of the Week, fishing reports, scores, updates, highlights, all that good stuff. You can find it on alaskasnewssource.com and on our streaming platforms. We're streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, probably a couple more. But hey, come check us out. We're all over the place, all over the map. And it is a huge, huge state. And there's a lot of talented athletes all across it. And hey, I can't be everywhere all at once. So please feel free to reach out for me if you got a tip, if you took a video, if you took a photo, if you got a story idea, something that happened, if you got a score update that you just want to let me know about. Reach out to me. The best way to do so is by email, sports@ktuu.com, sports@ktuu.com. Reach out any and all things. I'm here to listen. I'm here to showcase our amazing Alaskan athletes. That's what I'm here for. But like I said, that's going to do it. Enough rambling. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.